Hello goat lovers, Crystal here with Blue Cactus Dairy Goats, and today we're going to be making a beautiful soap from our fall collection, and that is our pumpkin pie bar. So if you guys happen to miss the notification that we actually have our fall soaps listed right now, you better head on over to our Etsy shop and make sure you get some before they're all gone. Alright, so this soap is one of the more time-consuming soaps that I actually make, so it does come in two parts. The first part is going to be the pumpkin pie portion, and then the second part of this soap is going to be the white topping that just kind of looks like whipped cream. And because it's so time consuming, it actually saves me time in the end if I do it 4 loaves at a time. So let's get going. As always, we're going to start with our base oils that may or may not include olive oil, castor oil, shea butter, and coconut oil. And to that, we are just going to be adding organic pumpkin puree. And I am going to carefully add this in. Alright guys, so pumpkin is loaded with benefits for your skin. It contains enzymes that gently exfoliate dead skin cells, which can reveal a brighter complexion, and this process can also help increase cell turnover, which can make skin look more youthful and radiant. And it helps soften and soothe dry skin. It can help boost collagen production, which can help prevent cracked or scaly skin. It contains antioxidants that can help combat free radicals and keep skin looking youthful. And it contains vitamin A, C, and E, which are essential for healthy skin. So what a beast of an ingredient. And then we're going to be adding in our pumpkin pie spice, because of course you can't have pumpkin pie without the spice. And then our lovely lady's goat milk. So we are just going to pour that right on top of all of these spices. That way it just helps it get down in there rather than floating on top when you're trying to blend things up. So you guys see the difference in this one. This is a full container. Okay, so at this point I need to blend all of these ingredients together really, really well. So let's do it. So I don't want any chunks or anything in here, so I'm just going to continue to blend this up, or emulsify it if you will, until there are no chunks or floaties. Alright, that looks gorgeous. So the fall soaps are actually so fun to start making because it just gets me excited for fall. Now I happen to live here in the desert where we don't get a lot of those real big pretty tree leaf changing colors. So I just have to look at pictures, but I do remember it from another time. But anyway, so making these just kind of brings me to the fall season, and I just love it. And it smells so amazing, just like pumpkin pie. Now for the lye. Alright, so we are just going to pour the lye right over my stick blender. And as you see, I'm testing the boundaries of how much I can put in this container here. But we're good, guys, we're good. So before I actually blend it up, I'm going to stir it really, really well. Just help it along a little here. gosh, you guys, it looks so pretty. Okay, so now we are going to blend it and get this turning into soap. So, because there is actually so much soap batter in here, I am definitely going to go a little further. Let me just check it here. I can tell it's starting to do its thing, but wouldn't that be absolutely horrendous if you went to go pour it into your molds and it never turned into soap? It's a fear of mine. So, let's do this a little bit longer. Perfect. Okay, so it's thickening up. I can see it's at just a little more than a light trace, which is perfect because we got plenty of time for this to harden up when it's in the molds. Okay, so now we are ready to pour this soap batter into these 4 molds. Now I'm just looking for even portions, and the majority of this soap is actually this part of the batter. So we're going to do our best to keep it even and, of course, not hurt ourselves. Look at that, just gorgeous. So I actually almost fill the molds all the way up, and I'll even them out here. Trying to keep the molds in the camera for you guys. Ooh, perfect, and it's thickening up just like I want it, because when I put the topping on, I need this part of the soap to be a good firm foundation for me to start piping the topping. Now I am just going to move these out of the side so we can get working on the rest of the soap. Okay, so for the topping of the pumpkin pie bar, it is literally just plain goat milk soap. So there's not a bunch of extra ingredients in it. I need it to stay as white as possible to look like whipped cream. Okay, so the base oils are the same as the pumpkin pie portion. So we are of course going to be adding our goat milk in here. Then I'm just going to blend this up really good. Make sure all the oils and milk are combined. So just the same with anything I add into my oils when I'm making soap, any ingredient. I want to make sure everything is completely blended in and it doesn't change when I'm speaking about the milk. So the milk does contain butter fat. Of course, a lot of butter fat because my girls are awesome and they're Nigerian dwarfs. But anyway, you'll find little floaties of butter fat in there, and I make sure to definitely get those blended in just as good as anything else I would blend in. So I'm going to give it just a little bit longer because I saw a couple floaties. Perfect. Okay, and then just some lye. We're going to pour over the stick blender like always. Make sure it doesn't splash. And then just stir it all together before we start blending. Alright, so I'm not going to blend all of this at once. What I'm actually going to do is blend some of it, and then I'm going to put the rest of it to the side, not blended or anything like that, and let it sit. And the reason being is because I have 4 soaps to pipe, and you really kind of got to be real careful with how much of this you actually blended, because I don't want to start piping on the first one and it hard as a rock on the last one. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to allow myself a little more time and kind of work in segments. All right, so what we're going to do is put about half of this batter here. There we go. In another container. Now we are going to blend this up. However, this is the, I don't want to say annoying part, but this is the kind of tricky part here. I don't want to overblend, even though I'm just working with 2, you know, it's okay. I don't want to overblend it, because if I do overblend it, then again, still the same kind of scenario. It's going to get hard really quick. And if you underblend it, then it takes forever to be able to be thick enough to pipe. So let's get it blended to the perfect consistency. I'm looking more of a medium, and then I'm going to pour it into the piping bags, and we're going to let it sit for a while until it does get thick enough for me to start piping. I'm loving that. That is good for me. All right, so now at this point, I am going to get the batter poured into my piping bags. And what I do is just actually put the piping bags, I'm going to twist the tip of it really well, and then I put it down in one of my containers so it holds it for me, because I don't want to spill lye everywhere, because that would not be fun. But the piping bags that I use, I just get at Walmart. And for this particular thing, it works great. Okay, so we're looking half and half. See how quick it thickened up on me? Now that is no way any consistency I could pipe with. But it'll get there. It'll get there quick. I always make sure, I'm always scared that the bags, well actually scared because it happens to me. So I'll be pouring it in and the bag jacks it up, and it's not fun. And then there's just soap everywhere. Perfect. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let these sit. It typically takes about 10 minutes before it's the consistency I want it. So it's been 10 minutes. I did check it just about 5 minutes ago, and it wasn't as thick as I wanted it. Check that out. So that is looking pretty good. Actually, it's a little further than I would have started, so I better get going. All right, so check out our pumpkin pie portion. I'm gonna just show you guys real quick. What I'm looking for before I start piping is being able to move it around and that soap ain't going nowhere. So that just means that I have a good solid base and that white isn't gonna fall through the soap, because nobody wants that. So I'm gonna hold the end here, squeeze it down in there. Yeah. I do usually start with this not quite as thick, but there you have it. It does like to do its own thing. Boom, just like that. Cool, huh? Kind of funny making soaps that smell like food, to be honest. But the amount of benefits some of these ingredients we use in our food is crazy. Pumpkin, for instance. Absolutely a wonderful ingredient to use for skincare. Almost out of this bag. Squeeze her on down to the bottom. I love these piping bags that you can just toss them. And this is pretty fun. Okay, so now that I got the whole bottom already piped, what I'm gonna do with the remainder, because I have this much just for the other two soaps also. So this is all the extra. I got the full bottom on, and then this is what I have left. So I'm just gonna go back through and fill any holes or gaps and kind of make just a higher topping rather. I don't necessarily want it flush. I want lots of it on there, so here we go. Just filling in little gaps, kind of ideally sticking more towards the middle so it has that pretty kind of mound. But in the sides, there's always little guys that need filled there. Boom. Just like that, guys. So take a look. That is what the topping looks like. Pumpkin pie and a heck of a lot of topping. I love this soap. All right, you guys, so that is it. That is how you make our gorgeous pumpkin pie bar. So make sure you head on over to our Etsy shop and not only get yourself some pumpkin pie, but make sure to get the rest of the fall soap collection as well. Other than that, you guys, we will see you all again soon.